I've often told you guys that if Republicans were forced to tell the truth about their beliefs, that there would never be another Republican elected in this country. And we really have one of those moments here where Joni Ernst, Republican senator, says the quiet part out loud. And that, I mean, it leads to the country all at once recoiling in disgust over what she says. So she was doing a town hall, and she was asked about the colossal amount of Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill. And this is her response. Listen to this.
So when you are arguing about illegals that are receiving Medicaid benefits, 1.4 million, 1.4, they are not eligible. So they will be coming off.
Okay, by the way, this is a lie. Go look it up yourself. Illegal immigrants cannot get Medicaid. They can't get Medicaid. The only bits and pieces they may is when there's an emergency room visit, and that's it. But like, what's the other option on the menu to say, hey, undocumented immigrants, if you're dying, if you got hit by a car, if you're bleeding out in the street, you're not allowed to go to the hospital? I mean, that would be preposterous and incredibly disgusting and absurd. So, but they cannot get traditional Medicaid. Undocumented immigrants cannot enroll in traditional Medicaid. So she's already lying, but we haven't even got to the best part yet. Ready?
1.4, they are not eligible. So they will be coming off. So people are not, well, we all are going to die. So for heaven's sakes, folks.
So somebody screams out, with these Medicaid cuts, people will die. And she goes, well, we're all going to die. Oh, my God. By the way, they're not even honest about what's specifically in the bill. It's over $800 billion in Medicaid cuts. The idea that's, oh, don't worry, we're only getting rid of the people who definitely shouldn't be on it. That's just a lie. That's why they do this, oh, don't worry, it's only the young men who refuse to work, who are lazy, who stay on the couch all day and play video games. Oh, don't worry, it's only the illegal immigrants who are here. They try to pick what they think is their strongest point to defend the Medicaid cuts, but they're lying about the nature of the Medicaid cuts. This is going to absolutely destroy Medicaid as we know it, and over 10 million people will be kicked off. And so that part's a lie. But when, hey, people are going to die because of this. Well, we're all going to die. Oh my God, goodness. Alan Grayson was correct when he went on the floor of the House and he held up a poster that said, the Republican healthcare plan is die. Literally, the Republican healthcare plan is die. And it's also die quickly. I mean, she's letting out, hey, we're all going to die. Your job is to represent this country, represent your constituents, represent the American people. And you're shrugging your shoulders and saying, we're all going to die because you're doing massive healthcare cuts for low-income people and disabled people. The extent to which she doesn't represent you is off the charts. Very clearly, she's first and foremost concerned with health insurance executives, right? With the hyper-capitalist donor class that gives her all of her money. Very clearly. She doesn't care about working people. She doesn't care about people who are struggling, who need health care. She doesn't care. When she's told people will die, she's like, yeah, well, everybody's going to die eventually. By the way, we know this. Every year, there's anywhere from 45,000 to 68,000 people that die in this country because they don't have access to basic health care. 45,000 to 68,000. You know what that number is in every other developed country? Donut, zero, because they have one version or another of a universal healthcare system. She not only defends our disgusting, broken system, she wants to make it worse and wants to rip healthcare away from more people. By the way, in the same bill, there's also Medicare cuts and there's also cuts to Obamacare. This is absolute destruction in this country. That's what this bill is. Now, so this story blows up and everybody's talking about it. So she decides, oh, I got an idea. This is the age of Trump. So how about, instead of acknowledging that what I said was incredibly callous and wrong, and that I'm effectively okay with people dying because they don't have healthcare, how about I do what Trump would do, and I double down, and I triple down, and I mock the people who are correctly calling me out. And then she gives us this super disturbing video. Watch this.
Hello, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize for a statement that I made yesterday at my town hall. I was in the process of answering a question that had been asked by an audience member when a woman who was extremely distraught screamed out from the back corner of the auditorium, "People are going to die." And I made an incorrect assumption that everyone in the auditorium understood that, yes, we are all going to perish from this earth. So I apologize. And I'm really, really glad that I did not have to bring up the subject of the tooth fairy as well.
So she's being defiant. She's being defiant here. And doubling down on what she said. By the way, she also goes on to say something like, "You'll live forever if you believe in my God, the Lord our Savior, Jesus Christ." She goes on to say that. So stop and think about it. In a clip where she's defending slashing healthcare for low-income and disabled people, she goes on to cite how much she believes in Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ is rolling over in his grave right now, if Jesus Christ could see what was going on here, he'd be like, "Oh my God, how is it that the worst people in the world are the ones who defend me and the ones who pretend to love me when they take away the exact opposite of my message?" Jesus Christ was against the wealthy. He said they can't get into heaven. He was for the dispossessed and the downtrodden. Even if you take her thing about, oh, the immigrants are getting healthcare, they shouldn't be. In the Bible, they want you to treat the sojourner, which is their word for immigrant, as like your brother, like your family member, like your loved one. Say, hey, one time you were an immigrant too, so you got to treat these immigrants right. How fucking grotesque and disgusting. And by the way, there's only one Trump, okay? Only one person can pull off Trump. Elon Musk tried to do his own Trump impression, right? How'd that work out? His approval rating absolutely collapsed. Joni Ernst thinks she's being cutesy here, as if the issue is, she's pretending like the issue is like people don't know that everybody actually does die, right? That's why she's like, oh, we can talk about the tooth fairy. Like, no, everybody knows. Yes, it's true. Everybody knows that everybody's going to die. But the point is, these deaths are obviously preventable if we just continue to fund Medicaid, if we continue to fund our social safety net. That's the point. And you're making a choice to rip away that healthcare from millions of people, and that will objectively lead to more deaths that happen quicker. These people's lives could be saved. You don't want their lives to be saved. Ironically, as you go out and talk about Jesus, you're also saying, hey, these fucking immigrants and these poor people and these disabled people, they should die. Fuck them. They should die. It's also kind of funny that in the same rant, she jokes about like how the tooth fairy is obviously fake, right? But then how Jesus is obviously real and is the Lord our Savior. Like, the levels of idiocy in this clip are absolutely mind-boggling. Imagine being in like a hermetically sealed bubble with only the dumbest fundamentalist evangelical Christians and MAGA cultists with you 24/7. This is how quickly your brain turns to scrambled eggs. Where she thought, who on earth, what advisor of yours said, yeah, Joni, that's a good idea. Go out there and defend Medicaid cuts, defend people dying because they can't get health care because you don't want them to. Defend them while also bringing up Jesus Christ. And while also smugly and arrogantly pretending like the issue was people in the room thought not everybody does die. Now, everybody knows they fucking die. Everybody knows that. The point is, you want them to die now because you want to rip away their health care. So you want to take that 68,000 number of deaths every year from lack of health care. You want to double that or triple that or quadruple that because that's what your policies do. You loathsome fucking cretin. You loathsome cretin. Don't ever talk about Jesus again. Oh my goodness. Don't ever. Again, the people who are for the worst possible policies. Let's destroy the social safety net. Let's cut SNAP, which is food stamps. Let's take away the child tax credit. Let's cut Medicaid. Let's cut Medicare. Let's cut Meals on Wheels, as Elon Musk already did. Let's cut pediatric cancer research. Let's do all of the objectively worst things imaginable and then go out there and pretend to believe in the hippie communist Jesus, who was a communist before communism was even a thing. Let's do that. There's no contradiction in my ideology here. God, I hate these people so much. Holy shit. She needs to be voted out. She needs to be voted out. And look, on the track we're going down right now, it is very possible not only that she loses, but she gets obliterated in the race. Because as I said, there's only one Trump. Only one person can pull off Trump, and his name is Donald Trump. Everybody else face plants mega fucking hard when they try it, right? This wasn't charming. This wasn't cute. This wasn't like, oh, you're going to rally the troops to your side like you think you are. Everybody looks at you like the fucking demon that you are. This is demon shit. Ironically, she cites Jesus. You are a demon. You love it. You love ripping healthcare away from poor people. That has consequences. People do die as a result of that. People go bankrupt as a result of that. And you don't care. You don't care. Brought to you, by the way, by the same person whose like first political ad on the scene was about how she loves castrating hogs on her farm. I'm not kidding. Her first ad was about castrating hogs on her farm. She's so down to earth, bro. Real salt of the earth, working class person. I love castrating hogs, bro. That political genius mind brought you this idea. Let me say, we're all going to die, so I'm going to cut everybody's health care. Fuck it, right? And then when you get called out on that, double down on it. Oh, did you idiots think that you were going to live forever? Stupid. I guess you also believe in the tooth fairy. My goodness. I mean, look, I'm trying to think if I should go further. I really want to go further. I'm going to go further. Their ideology, like her ideology is terrorism. She believes in terrorism, economic terrorism on the American people. So you pay taxes to the government. She wants to take that money and give it all to major corporations that don't need it, like Elon Musk and all his corporations. She wants to give it to the military-industrial complex to wage endless wars overseas. But when you pay taxes, she does not want it going to everybody's healthcare, to everybody's education, to a strong social safety net, for a government that looks out for the basics for everybody in this country and gives everybody a chance at the American dream. She does not want it going to that. The extent to which these people hate you is immeasurable. It is off the charts how much they hate you, and this made it clear. By the way, there is no guarantee that the people who were in that audience who were grilling her, the idea that they're like all Democrats is not true. There were plenty of independents in that crowd, plenty of Republicans in that crowd. I mean, you've had some, even sloppy Steve Bannon was warning, like, look, not a good idea to cut Medicaid and not touch defense spending. That's going to piss off a lot of your own people, too. Now, of course, he went right back to sucking off Trump the next day, because that's what he does. But that point is correct. And that very well may have been a Republican grilling her. Like, do you understand people are going to fucking die from this, right? You understand that, right? And her response is to become a sarcastic piece of shit. So, I'll cut it off there, but I think you get the gist of it. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.